England-France is always a tough game. Definitely going to have to take a moment to take it all in on Saturday.
I think when you get to a game like this, when you sort of know the outcome of the tournament lies on it, you're always going to get nervous.
I'm just super excited. A record-breaking crowd at Twickenham HQ, it doesn't get much better.
Whatever happens in the build-up, I need to go out onto that pitch and nail my role and do everything I can for the team to get the win that we want.
Let's get excited. This is the last big push. Roses on red. Red! Roses!
We have got plenty of players who can win one-on-one battles, and that's what we want to create. Okay, there won't be many pictures where it's just space in front of you this weekend, but what there will be is one-on-ones, and I'd back us in most one-on-ones against any team.
I played at Twickenham a lot of times, but I think this one's going to be the most special. For me personally, running out with my son as mascot is going to be very special, but then also to captain my country, which, you know, is a dream come true, but to do it the way I'm about to do it this weekend is very special. All of these things that I'm super looking forward to, it's about that 80-minute performance, and that's got to come from me as Marley Packer and then me as a captain to make sure that the girls are in the best possible place they can be running into that game.
I think Saturday is going to be unlike any other game that I've ever played in. You want to have that professional mindset, that focus and to think about that job, but also I think I'm at a stage now in my career where actually it's really important to enjoy it. I think some of my earlier caps probably put a bit too much pressure on myself to perform. So for me now, I'm in a place where I can go out and play well, I can have fun whilst I'm doing it, and I can definitely enjoy the occasion. So on Saturday, when I go out for that warm-up, if there's any music going on, I'll be taking that in, doing the warm-up, but then as soon as that we're in that huddle with the team, as soon as Packer's spoken, that's when we go. That's when we turn it on and light up and take it to France.
My main feeling is excitement, just for the occasion, to get on the pitch, to have that amount of fans there supporting us, and women's rugby and women's sport will just be amazing. I think there's moments where you have those little nerves where you're thinking about, you know, how much of a big occasion it is, but I think actually my main feeling at the moment is just pure excitement for the occasion. Last game for Mid and Scott. There's lots of things going on, but we just excitement and also that level of focus.
Crouch!
Sink!
Bind! Set!
Keep 2, 3, squeeze!
To speak on behalf of the Red Roses, wow. Are we old roses? Are we vintage roses?
Vintage.
Wilted, perhaps more appropriate. Once a red rose, always a red rose. So everyone who's played for England is a red rose, and we always will be. And I dreamed that one day England rugby for women would be played here. Didn't happen for me. However, when I retired, 11 seasons later, I retired. An England team ran out there 20 years ago, and it was great to see. Interestingly, coincidentally, an England-France Grand Slam decider. And that was a wonderful time because women were starting to be accepted here. I then came here as a school teacher. What a privilege. I brought on 11 and 12-year-old Holly Aitchison and Sarah Beckett with the school team. And we played out there. What a great opportunity for young girls to play at the home of England rugby. And the RFU have finally put all the Red Roses names on that wall. We are now, all of us, every one of us, part of the fabric of the stadium, the fabric of England's home. And the privilege of being associated with the current crop of players is a huge honour for us, because what you have done with England Women's Rugby is raised it to another level. And we are so, so proud of you and everything that you do for us. So thank you for everything that you continue to do. We've had a lovely memory today that we'll all remember. But tomorrow is going to be even more special. And it's one that we all want to remember very happily. So best of luck to the team that's playing tomorrow. Thank you for everything everybody's done in the room. And Red Roses, we're all here at last at Twickenham.
Personally, my first cap was against France at Isha in November 2012, so over 10 years ago now, and there was probably a grand total of maybe 200-300 people there. And actually to see the growth of the game, to see the interest in how the Red Roses across the years, and not just the current team, but how previous legends of the game have really driven it forward and inspired the next generation. Like those legends have inspired the team that are playing now, and now it's our job to try and inspire the next generation to become future Red Roses. I want to have an effect, I want to help grow the game. So to see that in terms of like crowd numbers is almost like a direct reflection of where the game is. So it's pretty special, and looking forward to seeing that come to fruition on Saturday.
So I bet you all thought I was done, I wasn't coming back. But just for one last time, for the good old time. So the main man, Simon Middleton. You've coached 89 games, 77 as head coach. You've been part of 2 Rugby World Cup finals and won a third in 2014. You have 5 Six Nations, 1 pending tomorrow, 4 Grand Slams, another 1 pending tomorrow. You've given out 45 first caps, 13 50th caps and 4 100 caps, which I think is probably more than any international coach in any sport has done so. You've got World Coach of the Year. You've led us to a world record 30 unbeaten games. You got yourself an MBE from who is now King Charles for services to rugby. But I think more than all those accolades is that the person that you are. You've driven this squad, and by driving this squad to success and beyond, you've led the world game. You know, you're a big part in why the world game of rugby, women's rugby, has like absolutely snowballed, and for that you should be immensely proud. And we are really proud to have been coached by you, have been led by you, have been like supported on this journey. When things haven't always gone well, you've been there to help us move forward, and I've got no doubt you will go on to success and achieve great things in whatever you do next. And we just want to say thank you from everyone here at the Red Roses, but from the world game in itself. Like, you've taken women's rugby and the coaching of that game to the next level. Thank you, mates.
Santa's coming tonight, so we wanted to give a little gift from the Red Roses to you. You don't get 141 caps and just get forgotten about. So just from us and the partners, we've got some gifts for you, Sarah Hunter. One massive bottle of Bollinger. Can we get it? You've got some golden envelopes, and these envelopes, flights to Europe, thanks to British Airways, and
For my holiday.
some Guinness coming to your house in Hamburg. So, congratulations. This is not a normal game for us, the whole occasion, the fact the crowd is what it is as well, and just to make sure that us as a group really work well together.
Get the crowd up, big start, get the crowd up, get the crowd on our side, feed off it, and then we'll see what they've got. Real simple stuff.
No one needs to do anything different today. They just need to be them. They need to do their role and they need to do it really well, like they have done all tournament, just because of the occasion and the crowd. We don't need anything different from anybody, we just need them to be there.
100%. Be the best version of yourself. We go under 23, best version, one outcome. One outcome. Yeah.
Looking back through old photos, I think found one from like 2016 and there's hardly anyone there. So to hear how many tickets have been sold for the weekend, I think for me personally, obviously didn't play in that World Cup final, so to jump from 16,000 people to 60,000 people is going to be yeah, pretty spectacular. It's a massive show with Sugar Babes playing as well, and it's just a complete day to celebrate where the game is now and the growth of the game, and actually for us to put that out on the pitch against France and give people something to watch as well. Yeah, it's part of our job, but hopefully people go and enjoy it too.
All the best. All the best. We'll be watching anyway, we're coming down.
That crowd are going to go wild when we step out, and it's actually making sure that everyone is buying into what we want to do and the emotions don't take over.
Take it all in, yeah? This is going to be unreal. We have to be clinical and aggressive. Take it personally, yeah? They're coming after us. They want to come here and they want to win. Not today. Yeah? Aggression, clinical, let's get into them. Yeah? Raise on red! Red! Roses!
Be true to what we've done. Yeah? We've built our game. Okay? Let's get on the park today. Pick our moments. Be confident. Do the things that we've been doing really well. Play the game. Don't play the occasion, play the game. Time for action. We'll do all our talking afterwards. Right? Well, let's just go, play the game, be the best version of ourselves. And if they're better than us, fair play. Okay? But I bet they won't be.
It's the 2023 Grand Slam decider. England against France. Scrum goes down, referee is keen for England just to use it, and it's Heard. Roland, oh, and if she slips the shackles, Roland can be gone, and she's up to the halfway line. France will be wary of that threat, and now England can strike to the right, and McDonald with the options, and Dow, Abby Dow, streaking down the right side, Abby Dow to open the scoring for England. Thacker, Lucy to Marley, and then to Aitchison, and now Tatiana Heard, who strong in the 22, and then off for Marley Packer, the skipper again, who's looking to go over. Oh, what a score from England! Power, power, power! It's another big shove. And the French pack just can't seem to cope at this stage with another penalty advantage. It's going to be the pick from the back. It's going to be another try for England, and it's Alex Matthews. No problem at all. It's relentless from the Red Roses. Fourth turnover that they've won, and it is setting them up for another score as Beckett goes 5 metres short. Aitchison looking at the other options. There's the speed comes in, the quick pick, and France look to lose Rose Bernardou, and it's going to be an instant 7 points. Beckett, it's lovely from Beckett back on the inside, and Zoe Allcroft shows superb finishing aplomb.
Listen, first 15 minutes of the game, absolutely unbelievable defence. Right? We get into 22, just be real clinical. Okay, we've left a couple of tries out there because we've got a little bit fixated around the ruck. Okay, when we could have just gone past and we're walking in on the edge. Okay, so really important in terms of stay alive, good comms out there. I reckon it took us 20 minutes to actually believe in our game, our attacking game there. All right, and then we absolutely took them to the cleaners. So from minute 1 in the second half, believe in your attacking game. Okay, ambitious attack is what we said at the start. Right, that's not loose. That is just smart, heads up. If it's on, play. Unbelievable audience. All right, and you just entertained them royally. Believe in what we're doing in our attack. Play. Yeah. Right.
It's going to take all 23 of us to finish this game off. So when you come on, bring the energy, girls, yeah? Lift everybody. Let's go get this, girls. This is all on us. Big 10 minutes. Rose on red! Red! Roses!
Holly Aitchison gets the second half underway at Twickenham. Super line outtake. Just slowed down a bit, but now they still get the go forward as it breaks up and the ball is down. But that's the number we've been waiting for. 58,498. It is a world record attendance for a standalone women's rugby international. Cabella is off her feet, and she is the TikTok Women's Six Nations Player of the Match. And the final whistle will go after 33-0 at half-time to England. It's finished within 5 once more. But England gives Simon Middleton the perfect leaving gift. It's back-to-back Grand Slam campaigns in front of a world record crowd. Let there be no doubt, women's rugby is taking its place on the grandest of stages, and England's Red Roses have done it again. will get the final congratulations. She salutes the Twickenham crowd, and she will take what is now a sizable piece of silverware onto that stage. England are the back-to-back TikTok Women's Six Nations Grand Slam champions.
I'm lucky enough to have sort of my mum, my dad, my sisters, my niece Ella. She absolutely loved being on the pitch and had a little England kit on, and like I love her to bits, and to be able to have these amazing women around me and go and play rugby and then her be there as a little 1-year-old watching. I just think those experiences are so cool. So nice to have them there supporting as well as the rest of the fans.
Seven Six Nations titles, 5 of them Grand Slams, and a record 30 consecutive international victories over a 3-year period. And I just wonder if that record will ever be beaten. From our coaching staff, I don't think the girls could ask any more of you. So I would just ask those 3 to come up here on the stage. We have a little presentation for you each, and for everybody in the room to acknowledge what these 3 have done for the Red Roses and women's rugby in this country. Thank you.
Scott loves rugby, absolutely loves it, lives, breathes it. He's always like, yeah, I'm happy to chat. Like, he's always there because he wants to talk about it, but he's got that energy and that creativity, like he's willing to try stuff, bring in new ideas, and I've definitely learned a lot from him over the years, and still learning off him now, just to pick up the little details in the conversations. So yeah, very grateful for everything that he's done over my rugby career.
He's played a huge part in developing so many players and pushing us massively as a squad, and we can't thank him enough.
I can't describe how important he's been to England. Unbelievably important to me, and great friend, great coach. He's a fantastic coach. His skill set's incredible. His passion for doing it is absolutely relentless. You know, he's an absolute grafter. But the other thing is, he's funny. He's so funny. He's great company to be around, and you know, I will definitely miss being around Scotty. There's not one player and not one member of staff who hasn't meant the world to me, and I think just seeing how the teams performed and how the staff have a lot of the staff have flourished and enjoyed being in the environment and contributed so massively and collectively to the environment is a big thing, because you know I think it's a huge part of sport now that it's very inclusive, and you get ownership from everybody involved, and you get buy-in from everybody involved, and I think that's a massive strength of our programme, the fact that everybody feels incredibly invested into it, and you know, and to be sort of head of that sort of a programme, you know, means an awful lot.
So the first tour I ever went on, unfortunately I didn't get my first cap out there, but Mids was there, and just the energy. I think he had one-to-ones with every back. They were supposed to be 5 minutes long. He spoke to every player for 20 minutes. Everyone was queuing and waiting, and just the passion that he had for the game, you could definitely tell. And again in 2014 he came along and definitely had a massive impact on that squad. Obviously winning that World Cup, and a lot of it was down to Mids and the stuff that he brought. And then from there, he's just driven the game. He's driven the standards. He is pretty blunt in telling you when they're not acceptable, but again, as players, that's when we take it on the chin, and we want to raise our standards, and he's just there to enforce that. It takes a special coach to come up with a world record like winning run. It's not easy to get to 30 games. It takes a lot of years, so that's testament to him as a coach.
He gave me my first cap. He put that trust in me and developed me from sort of a young player going through his standards, the way that he coaches. You know, it's driven us to be the best we possibly can be, and you know, we can't thank him enough for that. He's grown the women's game massively. He's dedicated the last 10 years to the women's game, and the accolades he's got along the way don't come overnight. It's due to all of his hard work. When I look back at both my 7s and 15s career, Mids has been someone that's massively been there for me, not just as a coach, but someone that I respect off the field. He was very present when my dad passed away in 2014, and I remember him turning around and saying to me before an Amsterdam Sevens tournament that, do you want to go Mali or do you just want some time off? And he let me have the week and a half before the tournament off, and then he still took me. So I think for me that, you know, I can't thank him enough for that kind of thing at that time.
I just like to say what an amazing day today has been, and it's like everything. The amount of hard work that goes into it is incredible, and we're the front face, but without everything that everybody's done, it wouldn't have been what it was today, and it was spectacular. I mean, absolutely spectacular. People always ask us and talk about us making sacrifices. We do not make any sacrifices. Playing for your country, coaching your country is an absolute honour. We just make the choices, but there are a lot of people who make massive sacrifices so that we can do that, and that's our families. And on behalf of me, Scotty, Sarah, we want to thank our families from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us and allowing us to do what we can do. So the girls and the staff, just go forward. Go forward from here and be everything you can be. The stage is set, and you know, there's some unfinished business that we know about, and it couldn't be on a better stage in 2025. I will be your most avid supporter, along with Son, along with Scotty. So massive congratulations to everybody on today. I think it was a massive win for women's rugby.